Welcome back to Napoleon Total War with the Eras mod. Last time around we had a big naval battle against the British and we cleared them out mostly. The battle went fine, the auto-resolves afterwards didn't, but we're about to clear up the last bits of the British Navy here. So we've got... somehow this one managed to survive, I don't know how. Same with Liberator, I'm pretty sure I saw that one explode. Anyways, it's gonna explode now. I'm not interested in that little Dutch ships. The Dutch can get that one back. We're gonna send these ships over there, and then we're gonna repair the fleet that took part in the bigger battle. So we're gonna head to port. We're gonna start to repair them, and then we're gonna start to explore the waters around here to see what's going on and take stock of what's going on there. Since last time I have ended turn, the British armies that are now stranded in Spain have moved ever so slightly. The only real difference here is that the army that was stationed here has now moved here. I have gonna neglect to attack them this turn because I feel like my army... I have time on my side. The British don't. So I'm going to make sure that we are replenished fully before we go to a counterattack and destroy the remnants of what's left here. So that's what's going on there. As we head further here, we go another part of the fleet that is going to go and patrol British waters. Then, per your vote, you voted for the Polish army to be heading... well, I didn't say it was the Polish army that was going to head there. I said if I had armies for expedition work, should I send them to Ireland... over there, which we just clear the waters, or should we send them towards Crimea? So you opted for Crimea, and that's where we're going. So we're going to go aid the Ottomans. I hope they're still at war with the Russians. Yes, they are. These waters haven't been checked at all, so I don't know if there's a Russian navy here or anything. But we'll probe beforehand, and then we'll see about landing our armies near Odessa. Let's see what kind of damage we can do against the Russians. As though going against the Russians is kind of stupid, it is much preferable to actually go and deal with the British to sort of make a more... because the Russians... aren't doing anything to anyone, and haven't for the entire war, so it's kind of pointless going there and stir up Hornet's Nest. But I am constantly building armies here right now. We've got a new one on the way. Nicolas Orino is taking command of a new army that will be... that looks like a Russian picture, doesn't it? With a dark-ish green, high red color. And yeah, you know what? That looks Russian, doesn't it? He is going to be heading east as well. As someone pointed out in the video, I completely forgot about the fact that the Prussians hold this area right here. I had ordered Massena to march past it as he was going to reinforce Ney over here. Well, of course I'm going to march over there. I'd completely forgot it. I can't demand surrender. We'll have to slaughter the poor buggers. And slaughter them we did. I can liberate it. I can, in fact, liberate it. However... if I don't liberate it, I open up a trade route to Oldenburg and Hanover, I believe. So I would be able to trade with them. So we're gonna do just that. I think that's what I can. Let's go ahead and check. Minor nations. Yes! Now I can trade with Hanover. Wonderful. More money for me. And now I can trade with Oldenburg. Wonderful. More money for me. All the minor nations of Europe are subjugated or allied. No, the Swiss aren't actually allied. Or the single one is at war with me, but it's also a protectorate of Prussia. Wonderful. We're training with everyone. We should be able, hopefully, to get Messina back into action as soon as possible. There is actually, in Hanover, a big resupply depot. So we should be heading there immediately, actually. During the end turn, the Danish neglected to go ahead and crush the Mecklenburgians. So, they're still alive. And it seems like the Danish might not go for them at all. Which seems rather odd. The Prussians, however, have struck us. And I think that's going to be today's battle. I'm holding off on going for Berlin. Because, well, it has a star fort. So I don't want to fight that. We, however, were able to build our star fort in Dresden. So we do have a fort to protect ourselves. But this is going to be today's battle. Sul is on his way. And the Vu is also on his way. Am I forgetting anyone? No, I don't think so. These armies are sent. We have set up at the ports. The only thing, of course, then, I thought these guys were ready. I think they're gonna be ready next turn. So next turn, the army will be making its way towards Crimea. We should actually take the spy with us. Philip Abney. He will accompany, or maybe I should, you know what, maybe I should send him in ahead. So we have some kind of idea what's going on there. So we will be sending this agent on a journey then over to Russia and take a look at what they are doing. And with that, I do believe that I've made all my moves. I need more ships here though. We are building a number of ships along the coast here. So we will be able to take on the Danish. I do not know what the Danish have here. So we're gonna hold off on actually going directly for them here. But once their fleet is done with, and this little Swedish one here, I'm hoping to be able to possibly use, I guess if I march my armies into here, I could take control of their port here and then land here before the Swedish fleet would react. Oh, look at that. The Swedes are now putting their armies onto ships. They are looking to place invasion forces as well. The Russian do have a navy up here, but no armies to be sent anywhere. If I could, I would offer Sweden the opportunity to go after take Finland instead, but so as for now, we have in fact not fought the Swedes whatsoever. But I feel like they probably wouldn't accept any kind of peace without me having to give them like 100,000 or something. But I would like to get rid of as many of these smaller bastard nations as possible so that I can concentrate on the big ones. The big ones are cumbersome and lumbering around like fool, while the small ones have these precise actions setting up and attacking me everywhere. And we saw that with the Sardinians. I keep bringing them up. It's like a trauma. I wake up in the middle of the night sweating through my my clothing, and then Sardinia, Sardinia, bloody Sardinians. Right, we will go ahead and strike then at the Prussians. The Prussian army is seemingly very similar to the Austrian ones. They seem to be made up of just tons and tons of musketeers, which means their army is going to be rather large. Ney will come in as reinforcements. No, in fact he will not, but I was hoping I'd be able to get the fort in on the battle. But this is actually better, because now I've got 2 armies against 1, which means that we could progress from this in alternate direction. With this, the thing that I was a little bit worried about was the fact that possibly the fort wasn't gonna be built in time, but in case it was. So after this battle, we could definitely be heading to Berlin, but we'll see where we end up. For now, let's smite these Prussians and put them in their place. Very foul weather. However, of course, our misfires should not be as we shouldn't be as prone as the enemy to have misfires in this rain, as we have percussion capped rifles, or muskets at this point, which should help us quite a lot. First things first, the important thing I would say is for my Young Guard battery to fight down the enemy's 12-pounder. Once that is done, I'm hoping to bring the battery up to this commanding hill and be able to have free reign on whatever part of the Prussian army I decide to fire at. I've decided to concentrate the German brigade around the guns, since they are the weak brigade. We'll hope that they'll be able to take some aid from the guns and not get completely annihilated by the enemy. Got the heavy cavalry with Ney right behind. We've got the Young Guard in the center, and then I've got the 3 extra regiments out here. So it was the Irish, the 18th, and the 112th, and then all the light cavalry is then also placed on the right flank. With that said, let's go ahead and start this battle, shall we? By marching the Oldenburg troops up to the hill. Starts off with the artillery. Oh, the guns, of course, fired on the musketeers here, not on the enemy artillery. The enemy artillery fired on us, though, and took out 2 crewmen and one of the carriages. We'll soon respond, though. Blow them to bits. They just took out another one. Prussian gunners are not to be trifled with. The enemy is gunning straight for the guns. The 3rd battery will fire directly at the oncoming Prussian heavy cavalry. I thought that was going to be a sure deal to be able to blow those away. Given that they were coming straight at us. He accidentally fired the gun, or a few Oldenburgers went in front of the guns. And they are now smashed to pieces. As soon as I decide, it's the AI is so obvious. As soon as I click to fire or attack the guns, their cavalry sets off to attack, and as soon as I tell them to not do that, then they break off. Looks like, if you can kind of see, the Prussians are all going towards the guns, it seems. And why don't I allow that and then sweep in from the flank? That, of course, means that I'm relying on the my Germans to fight the enemy Germans. Oh, they're switching again. They're switching up their tactic. Right. We've blown the cavalry away quite sufficiently. I don't think they would even hit, barely hit them if they started firing. I didn't realize there was such an increase here. Oh, this one's even hidden. Right, now, finally, fight the enemy battery. It's interesting as most of the Prussians are now concentrating towards the center. That opens up for another idea to smash them when they're all concentrated like that. Like idiots. But what I should do then is I should have the young guard move like this, with the skirmishers out to the side, and then these troops should move up through the woods, the light cavalry coming around there. We are about to be able to fire upon those, so we should set up the lights already to fire, and then just allow them to, the young guard to walk up into the right position. There's so much Prussian bloody infantry all over the place. But hopefully they will play to a disadvantage for them. Move forward. Quickly now, quickly. Right, let's concentrate these lines. But the enemy guns have started firing on the 112th. Right, the lights have started firing. I want these two to actually head out here. And the other two can kind of hang back on this side. As the lights are able to inflict quite a bit of damage without taking much. Right, the enemy cavalry is back. I'm gonna micromanage where these guys decide to fire. The heavy cavalry seems to need to head even further to the side to be able to flank, attack these troops. Let's see. That should be enough. The Bavarians are ordered to fire. I thought they were actually going for these. So I think I might have actually fired too early. But they're exhausted. And I think the Bavarians will probably be able to fire a few times before. Meanwhile, all of these now are coming into action against my troops. The guns will hold fire and switch to canister. Okay, we got musketeers. Push him away. I don't know what he's doing. The Irish charges. And then forces the Prussians out of their way. Okay, they are gonna take the fight then. We're gonna have the light cavalry come up and aid. Alright, the Irish did push them away. Wonderful. Now form line and start flanking this one. We are doing fine. These two are shooting this one, so you will move back before we resume fire. The Bavarians are firing, the guys on the hill here are firing. Let's set up for the heavy cavalry to turn to be able to attack these troops. The canister should be able to fire now, or at least on this side. This one not so much, but you can switch to a round shot and deal with them. Right, now you can fire again. We should bring both of these in. These. I will order this light cavalry to charge here, while you will move up behind the enemy here. All of this need to be moved up to deal with the Prussians over here. Continue to fire to destroy these. Actually, you got perfect target in this unit right here. Heavy cavalry. Oh, it's coming under fire, is it? Yes, it is. The enemy is targeting, which is sparing the Oldenburg infantry, of course, from the worst of what the Prussians can give. But the heavy cavalry needs to be moved. Well, they're covering this one. Go for the guns then. I'm not going to be able to charge headlong into this. And soon enough, the Oldenburg troops are not going to be able to hold here. You know what? As they're repositioning themselves, I will be getting... Ooh, we are actually firing. Wow, yes. That's slaughter. But this battalion has actually lost quite a lot of men. Focus in on this one. There comes the heavy cavalry, and I just about remembered to order them to charge. Let's have the infantry close the distance with the enemy. I have the dragoons here in the center. Should be able to potentially remove this unit right here. Oh, did I forget to order you to actually attack? Right, up. And then you can fire really close range there. Switch to round shot and fire right up their arse. Are they within they are sort of within canister range. Heavy cavalry broke through. It will continue through here. And then the second unit of the Oldenburgers will be heading over here. Oh, they just followed into this instead. Let's bring up Ney to make sure that we hold these guys. This unit's about to outflank us, which isn't great. That's why I wanted the heavy cavalry to attack here. Right, Oldenburgers will move away. They've actually the enemy battery has actually silenced 2 of our guns. Fire on them. Ney is here to support the Oldenburgers, which are now gonna be lining up to facing the enemy. Ney is there in support. Let's see what's going on out here. We need to take firmer actions against the enemies that are remaining here. You know what, we've got... Let's push after them here. Dragoons going there. And then I want the 2 light cavalries to both strike on this side. The guns will now hold fire. And the heavy cavalry has lost a lot of manpower, but let's see if we can't go the last distance there and take out the last one. I'm gonna see if I can get the get my German brigade, give them some extra experience there. Right, now both of you going after that one. You be moving up that way. 2 lights, and then the other 2 heading this way. Let's see if we're able to chase down any enemies here. Ney is right behind them. His cavalry unit is down to 34 men. But they have been rallied and inspired, and they're now joined by the Germans. And as they look behind them, then they can see the rest of their army slowly but surely falling apart. And that is now happening everywhere on the battlefield, where that unit being the last one to stand. And all others are crushed. Wonderful. We are victorious. We ended up losing quite a lot of men, 1,000 almost. Then again, the Prussians deployed close to 4,500, 4,600. Who killed what? Ney's heavy cavalry being the high killers at 517. Followed by the 27th Chasseur at 300. 6 Dragoons, 200. Artillery ending up quite high, 227. Bavarians ending up in, what's that, 5th place? Oldenburg Regiment just gained tons of experience. 4 chevrons, wonderful. Most of the German brigade seem to have gained experience. That's quite nice, actually. And the Prussians no longer lay siege to the town. Wonderful. Let's take a look here. Yes, they all now have experience. The Bavarians have 1 experience each, with Oldenburg having, I think this one has 4 experience. And that's 4 for both of them. So, they are becoming a lot better. The Germans, as it were. However, I am currently in no rush in continuing hostilities against the Prussians, as of right now anyways. I want more meat on my bones, as we've got armies coming in from all sides. In total, we have 4 armies on the way, with 1 million more ready to march. As the British are not moving here, maybe I should move out the rest of the old guard as well. Have Mortier move into action. I will be doing most of these off camera, and once they're done, Grouchy will finally also be able to join us, which would be great. Needed him up here. As of right now, though, let's take a look. We need a simple 6 extra regions as of right now. And I would say that that includes Berlin. Having taken Berlin and these 5 extra regions, I would definitely say that we would have beaten the Alliance. We've already neutered the... I guess we could add on to finalize sort of some sort of empire stability, some kind of invasion of United Kingdom and Ireland. Starting some kind of trouble there for them. But otherwise, you know, having humbled the Austrians, Prussians on their way, all of the German smaller states are under my control and so on. And Spain, the Iberian Peninsula, finally, hopefully, coming to a close. And so on. Soon enough. I don't think we will... Like, what I'm getting at here is that beyond this, I'm not gonna make Napoleon's mistake in going after the Russians. The Russians can sit out there and do their thing in the middle of nowhere. They can stay out in the cold, and I'll keep and cement the empire. But right now, as it is, the war is still going on, so we will be aiming for Prussia and Denmark as of current. But I think for now, I will go ahead and end this episode. So, I will be saying, like I always say, hopefully you guys enjoy this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.